Hello, my name is Thorn Coyle, and I'm here to very briefly talk about sigils. What are sigils? I like to think of them as symbolic signatures. Think of a maker's mark on the bottom of a piece of pottery or some fine silver. Think of every alphabet, every numerical system. All alphabets and numerical systems are arbitrary markings that we assign meaning to. Sigils are the same. As a matter of fact, some of my sigils are a combination of numbers and letters, and sometimes I use different alphabets. I am very fond of using the Old Norse runic system. For example, making sigils into what are called bind runes, but I also make sigils from English letters and numbers. Other times I make sigils simply by doodling while pondering a concept, and that doodle ends up conveying what I want it to. For example, there's a new sigil I'm adding to my Sigil Magic for Writers, Artists, and Other Creatives book, and that is the sigil for perseverance. Sometimes we just need help for the long haul. We need to continuously re-engage and show up for our creativity and our lives. And perseverance really helps with that. My sigil for perseverance looks an awful lot like a snail. It's slow and steady wins the race. It's continuously showing up, moving forward, and making our mark on the world the way snails do. So you can use sigils for things that you want, things that you need, or things that you desire. And desire is that place in us where need and want meet. It's not a fantasy. Fantasy is great. We can try on different hats and see how they look. But fantasy is not something that ends up rooted in reality until it becomes desire. Desire means my life force rises up, I connect with what I want or what I need, and I am willing to put myself forward and set my intentions into action. Now, sigils can bolster that, and I use sigils for that all the time. For example, when I was restarting, re-engaging, and recommitting to writing, I set a daily word count, and I made a sigil for that daily word count, and that sigil helped keep me on track. Part of it was I kept it on my desk, and when I looked at it, I could take a breath, center myself, and begin. I was reminded of my goal. I had magical and intentional support for my goal, and I succeeded in achieving my goal. Now, other sigils I have cast out into the world and let them do their own work and forgotten even what they look like. That's another way to work with sigils. You can work with sigils in myriad ways, and I talk about that in the book. So I've used sigils for things large and small. As I said, I've done big justice workings. I have done accountability workings. I have also made huge life shifts using sigils and really changed things around when I needed to desperately. Mostly, though, I use sigils for smaller, intentional things, just to help me set my intention into action, to support my will, and to enable me to work my magic in the world. And my main magic in the world is the magic of communication. Whether that's teaching or writing, whether that's storytelling or nonfiction. I want support to continuously show up for that. I want to be healthy and strong and engaged, and sigil work reminds me I want all those things. And sigil work also reminds me of my larger desires, and they remind me to take a breath and to center and to ask myself, what do I want? What do I need? What do I desire? And am I willing to back that up? with energy, with action, and set my intention, coupled with my will, to manifest what I desire in the world. Be that help from my communities, be that social justice, be that the seeding and sowing of more art and creativity into the world. So there you have it, a very brief, abbreviated introduction to sigils and sigil magic. I hope it made sense, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take good care, and take a deep breath. And remember, magic is real, and justice is worth fighting for.